What's going on YouTube? So atop the Elantra lineup is the Elantra N. This is the high performance Elantra model. And for 2024, the entire lineup is getting refreshed, including this model. Now today we are at the Mama Rally, and this is our first opportunity to get behind the wheel of this high performance Elantra. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So let's start off with the exterior design. Now, of course, you're going to have the most aggressive look. Hyundais are always very aggressive, and what they have done up here in the front really tells you this is an N immediately. We have a lot of blacked out elements up here. We also have a ton of aero. So you'll notice this lower bumper area is going to be completely reworked. We have this red accent that runs all across the bottom, and then you've got some air intakes over here on the side as well. Now, up here at the top, we've got a chrome accent. This is designed to kind of look like a light bar. It's not actually a light bar, though. And then your daytime running light and turn signal indicator will pick up where that lets off. Of course, you do also have full LED headlights as well. Moving on to our wheels, we do have a new 19-inch alloy for 2024. Really nice look on these. We're also going to have them wrapped in high-performance tires, of course. And we've got the nice red brake calipers here with N branding. Now you'll see, again, a lower body kit, more N branding on board. The mirrors will be completely blacked out, and we do have features such as blind spot monitoring.
Now here at the side, the Elantra is going to be about 185 inches long, and you're once again going to see that very aggressive theme, especially with all the red branding, and then all of this is going to be blacked out. Now, as we head around to the rear, you're not going to mistake this Elantra N for anything else, because you see this right here. The N is going to get you this wing spoiler on the top of the deck lid. So that's, of course, going to clue you in that this is the highest performance Elantra. It's finished in a black color. I absolutely love the way this looks on this model. Now, as we head down to the lower area, we do have a slightly revamped taillight design for 2024. We have an LED brake light portion. It appears like an LED accenting. Incandescent turn signal, incandescent reverse light. All of our Elantra branding is going to be blacked out for N duty. And then as we head down to the lower diffuser, this is also another area that clues you in to this is the performance version. Very aggressive look to it overall. You have a very aggressive splitter design. And then we're also going to have these lovely exhaust outlets, which pump out a surprisingly awesome exhaust sound. So let's go ahead and take a listen. Now, even though this is the performance version, you still are going to get a lot of your safety systems with this Elantra N, so Hyundai's not leaving you out in the cold for that. And then let's go ahead and dive into the interior, because there's a lot to talk about there, including some really cool seats. But first, if you're new here, we're brothers, and we've been reviewing cars since we were 12
and 16. We may be young, but we love cars.
And we'd love for you to subscribe to be a part of our Car Confections family. Let's learn a lot, have some fun with all the latest cars.
Let's head on into the interior real fast. Of course, you do have a smart entry system on board, even though this is a pretty affordable model. And taking a look inside the interior. So just like with the exterior, it's going to be very obvious that this is a performance model. Hyundai isn't just, adding a few elements here and there. This N is an all-encompassing formula. It includes things such as having high-performance bucket seats. So check these out. We've got the single-piece buckets going on. These are going to be finished with an Alcantara that runs through the center section. We have cool stitching details. You have your illuminated N branding up there at the top. Again, more stitching and heavy bolsters along the sides to really hold you in place when you are driving aggressively or even out on the track. Now, you'll notice the seats themselves. They will be manual adjusting, and let's go ahead and get inside. Now, as far as materials and things like that, it is mostly the same as the standard Elantra. Again, though, there are some differences, including having the suede material that runs through the door trim with the kind of perforated design that's right there. You do still have the handlebar, which is actually going to be included on all the Elantras, but it makes more sense on this end where your passenger might be holding on for dear life. Now, we have the manual transmission, so to fire it up, you're just going to put your foot on the brake and press in the clutch. Now, of course, I know you guys really want to see the drive. That's what we're angling to get towards really soon, but we'll go through some of the interior features. First of all, one of the things I really like is that you still have nice interior features despite being a performance model, like our digital gauge cluster. When you change drive modes, that will also change. Of course, we have the N steering wheel. I love this thing. Absolutely a wonderful feeling steering wheel with the perforated leather, cross-stitching throughout. You have all your cool N buttons as well for your individual drive modes located right there on the steering wheel. That is manual tilt and telescoping. Interior storage, not too bad. You have a decent amount inside of the center console there. You got your couple cup holders. And then you have a nice large cubby up in the front, which also is a wireless phone charging pad, and you have a USB-C connection. Now, of course, this is a 6-speed manual transmission, as we previously had mentioned. So when you go into reverse, there's what your backup camera is going to look like. We do have front and rear parking sensors as well, so that's a nice touch. And then, of course, you've got that traditional handbrake, which is something a lot of the rivals have actually been going to an electronic style. So if you like the old school, you do still have it on the N Elantra. As far as climate controls, this is a dual zone automatic setup here. Nice and simple to adjust. You also have simple controls for your audio system as well. This won't be the upgraded Bose sound system on board for this model, but that is something that you can get on like the limited Elantra. And we do have heated seats as well. As far as the main display, this is a 10.25-inch display. This is not actually the latest and greatest version of the Hyundai software. So the critical thing here that I want to show is that you do still need to connect this for Android Auto and Apple CarPlay with a manual wired connection. Up top, we have a manual dimming mirror, and then we don't have any sunroof on this specific example.
And let's check out the rear seat area of this Elantra N. One of the beauties of this car is you can bring 5 people along for the fun journey. So as far as this area is concerned, it's a lot more space than you might expect. We're sitting at about 38 inches of legroom, about 37 inches of headroom. So for someone who's 5'9" like myself, you're going to have a ton of rear legroom. And looking at the back of the seat is just so cool. I love the overall seat design itself, and it's even going to be padded here on the back. So that's really quite nice. Now, we also have the Alcantara here in the back seat as well. And then as far as features, new for 24 is that we do have 2 charging USB ports. They're the Type-C variety. As far as the door trim, it's going to be made of the same nice materials, Alcantara in the center section, although the hard touch plastics will take place in the armrest portion as well as the top of the door trim. Let's see how practical the cargo area is. It's pretty practical, actually. So we do have a bunch of junk back here. We are on a pretty tight time crunch here. 14.2 cubic feet as our maximum for the Elantra N, so a very practical choice. I do want to point out for N duty, you're going to have those special bars back there to provide additional performance on road. And speaking of on road, it's time to take this Elantra N out for a drive. Well, guys, here we are behind the wheel of the new Elantra N. We can't wait to show you all that this vehicle has to offer, as you can see on the screen right now. But first, we want to go ahead and start with a hard acceleration.
Oh, yeah.
I've been waiting for this part of the video.
Absolutely. I'm sure everybody was waiting for this part of the video. So the Elantra N, of course, is a very special product in the overall performance and the sound and the power. So we have 276 horsepower on board from the 2-liter turbocharged four-cylinder engine,
Yeah, this thing is really quick because it's such a compact. Yeah. You gotta like it.
Sounds really good too.
Yeah. Now, as far as the torque figure, 289 pound-feet of torque, so this is going to be a really quick vehicle. It's a huge upgrade over other versions of the Elantra, and really the thing that I want to point out the most is that a lot of the joy of this car just comes from the sound and the overall experience that you're going to get. This vehicle sounds absolutely fantastic, and it's really shocking to you when you get into a car that this thing starts around 33 grand, that you get that level of performance, that level of sound. It just really works overall.
As far as handling is concerned, this is absolutely glued to the road, as you would expect. It really takes the turns quite nicely. This is a vehicle that you can absolutely, and I think a lot of owners do, take it to the track. Use it at autocross, but you can also daily drive it because it is still a practical Elantra at the end of the day. You have decent fuel economy, but you're going to have a whole heck of a lot more fun on the day-to-day than you would in that normal Elantra.
Now, part of the reason for that much fun is not just because of the driving dynamics. It's the fact that Hyundai allows you to still get a 6-speed manual transmission. So that's going to be something that is increasingly becoming just so rare in any vehicle, really. So you have the choice of a 6-speed manual, or you can also get the DCT, which is an 8-speed dual-clutch automatic transmission. Of course, we've sampled out both versions of that in the Elantra N. It's going to kind of depend on what your personal preference is, if you'd rather do a daily drive in a manual or in the DCT. Both transmissions are really good mates with this overall setup.
Right, and I think we've heard from a lot of you guys both ways, because a lot of people, like in the Honda Civic Type R, for example, you can only get the manual, and a lot of people really want to be able to have a dual clutch on the day-to-day commute, but equal number of people want to do that right there.
Yeah.
And control it.
It's just so much fun.
Very rewarding to drive, yeah.
It's been a while since we've been behind the wheel of an Elantra N, and this is one of those vehicles that will put a grin on your face. That's what they say is the N mode, is to put a grin on your face, and I absolutely agree with that. Now, we focused a lot on performance up until this point, but I do want to just talk about a few of the more practical elements in case you're looking to, daily drive this vehicle, which, like we mentioned, I think a lot of people are looking to do in their Elantra N. When it comes to the overall ride quality, it rides really nice. We're on a pretty smooth piece of pavement here, but overall the ride quality is really exactly what you would expect out of this segment of vehicle. You can feel some intrusion, but overall I'm very happy with the ride quality. It's not going to be something that's like jarring your teeth out all the time. For instance, if you're cross-shopping with a Civic Type R, that vehicle does ride a lot stiffer than this on the day-to-day, so do be aware of that. But overall, I think the Elantra N does a very good job. I do also want to point out that these seats, they are very tight when it comes to the bolsters, so do be aware of that. I think it feels really quite pleasant to sit here. It hugs you in nicely, but the bolsters do not adjust, so I would probably make sure that you go sit in an Elantra N to make sure you find the seat comfortable. But overall, I think this seat is quite nice, at least from our experience today.
Yeah, this type of car is, performance is first, right? So at the end of the day, if you want better comfort as far as the seats, the ride quality, things like that, the regular Elantra is going to be a better choice. But this is going to give you the ultimate performance while still not compromising those things to too big of a degree for it.
I love the popping.
Yes.
This car is so much fun. All right, now
let's just go and do the slam dunk airball slam dunk. Performance for the money. What the heck? $33,000 for this? This is a riot.
Yeah, so good. The sound is intoxicating.
What type of turbo 4-cylinder sounds like this?
Not very many.
It has no business sounding this good.
On the airball side of things, is it bad to say in this limited amount of time, I don't think I can come up with one, to be entirely honest. we have only been with this vehicle for a little bit. We look forward to extensively testing it out, but quite frankly, in this little amount of time that we were able to spend with it, I can't really think of anything to complain about, so that's a good thing for Hyundai, that's for sure. Now, I do want to quickly mention your fuel economy. The Elantra N is going to have the worst fuel economy of the Elantra lineup, as you would expect. It's 24 miles a gallon combined with the automatic, or 23 miles a gallon combined with the manual. Still not horrible fuel economy for the performance choice in the Elantra lineup, but if fuel economy is your main focus, would recommend getting the hybrid version instead. Now, as far as pricing is concerned, the Elantra N continues to be a fantastic value. We start at $33,700 for the N manual, as you see today. If you choose the dual clutch, that's going to be $35,200. So a very good value, really, no matter which way you get your Elantra N. And if you're looking to buy an Elantra N or any new vehicle, we would encourage you to go to carconfections.com/newcarquotes. Now, the reason you do that is because we have a tool on our website that will connect you with local car dealers in your area to get you the best price. It also is going to give you access to invoice pricing information, which is a great tool for dealership negotiation. If you'd like to take advantage of that, a link is provided in our video description. There's also a pinned comment at the top of this video. And guys, that's going to be where we leave off on this detailed look at the refreshed, Hyundai Elantra N. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful in your purchasing decisions, we would really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button down below. By subscribing, not only are you going to be a part of our Car Confections family, you're also going to get access to more car reviews, which I'm sure you won't want to miss out on. So please do yourself a favor, hit that subscribe button down below. If you're already part of our family, thank you so much for your continued support, and we'll catch you next time as we sample more of the latest automotive delicacies.